Hello, love. So happy to be back with you. It's almost Easter. I know I love spring. I really do. And I love the weather, Easter bunnies, watching babies hunt for eggs, the Lord, all the things. I love this time of year. It's just a beautiful time of the year, I think. And so I hope wherever you're at, that you get a little spring, that the sun is shining. If not, I'm sending you all the sunshine from here. And important to follow so that every Wednesday I'm in your podcast library, wherever you listen to me. So if you're an Apple, you just hit the plus sign. You can hit follow or subscribe in the other podcast players. So that way, every Wednesday, I'm right there and you never miss an episode. I know, so good. And ladies, we're approaching episode 200, right? We're at 184. So before you know it. And I think probably around, 190, 192 or so, we'll announce we're going to do a really special, fun thing for our 200th episode. I know. I can't even believe it. It's amazing, right? I know. This is it, ladies. Consistency plus time equals massive results. I think about all over the world, ladies listen to this podcast, knowing how many women this has helped and this work, and knowing that you can live your best life in a body that you love and learn how to think differently, feel differently, and do differently. And if you want to help ladies with this, share this podcast with a friend, and then also review it. When you review the podcast, it helps it get shared. So you can go to Apple, review it and rate it. I would appreciate it. But also all the ladies that will get it, because when there are new reviews, especially, you'll actually help more ladies around the world listen to it. I know, so fun. So I thought about how was I going to title this episode, but I decided to title it what it was, review process. When you think, or when I say review process, right? If you're anything like me, I wasn't a planner by nature. I wasn't. I was more of a free spirit. And so if you're one of my planners, you're like, oh yeah, Shannon, I love a good review process. If you're not, you're right where I was. Yuck, right? But a review process, I think, is just so important in your weight loss journey. Time goes fast. I think all of you ladies who are listening know that, right? It just does. It just keeps ticking, 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 ticking. We just keep moving along. And, being intentional with our time, being intentional about our focus, being intentional about what we're doing helps us create more success in our lives, whatever it is that you're looking for. When I think about the review process, what it is for me is a chance for me to look at where I'm being successful. It also allows me to be in my dreams, right? So to really think about, what do I want? What are my dreams? And it can be anything from material things or family things or career, your weight loss, right? The future you who lives in a body that feels like freedom. And so being in my dream, being in your dreams, it's so important. Ladies, for some reason, if you talk to any kid, I'm not kidding, they will tell you all about their dreams. They have so many, and they vary and they keep changing them because their mind is so open. It doesn't have all of these societal pressures and constructs yet. And so I just want to let you know that when you dream and when you start to allow yourself to think, what if? What if I could live in a body where it felt like freedom? I could move and I could feel good. I, don't obsess about food. I can just, write my realistic plan and move on with my life. And I am creating this life that I love. Not a life that I don't even recognize or that someone else curated for me. I tell you, ladies, for many of us, our lives were set in stone by something else, not what we really wanted. And, we can't change anything about the past, but what we can do is look to the future. It doesn't matter how old you are. Ladies, there are like, I don't even know, 80, 90-year-olds graduating from college. I mean, I'm just saying it doesn't matter. We live in this amazing time of the world where we can do anything at any time in our life. And so I want to just challenge you to dream and to really look to like, what do I want my life to look like? And then start curating that. The third piece for me is the review of my data. I like to see the data, not to judge myself, not to beat myself up, just to be the reality of data. Okay, so in weight loss journeys, it's the reality of where am I at right now? And the data could be from your weight, but it also can be, what actions am I taking? What part of the process? For all my Transform bosses, right, we have this review process every single month. We call it a boss review. And every single month we get together, it's a 30-minute call and review the month, review data, and then plan for the next. I love looking at data because it's just us being transparent of, okay, this is where I'm at. And again, so important, don't beat yourself up. I know we do. We want to look at the scale and be like, oh, I didn't lose as much as I wanted, or I stayed the same, or, maybe you gained a couple pounds wherever you're at in your journey. It doesn't matter. It really doesn't. It's just like, okay, this is where I'm at. These are the actions that got me those results. These are the thoughts that, I was thinking this way. I was feeling this way. This is the result of that. And now going forward, this is what I want to do. So there are two parts of the review process. Where have I been and where am I going? And where have I been, again, is just what are my successes? I know, ladies. I believe in this so wholeheartedly. When you look at your successes, you find them. They just start compounding like compound interest. So where are my successes? Where are the things that I'm doing right? And then looking at your data, right? Okay, where's my data? What's happening? What parts of the processes have I been doing? We have a habit tracker in Transform Boss that our ladies track what they're doing. I love that for ladies. And then when you look at your data, it just level sets you. Maybe like you're like, whoa, like I'm doing amazing. Like I really like the results I'm getting at the pace that I'm getting them. And I feel really good. So again, just another way for you to celebrate your success. So the next part is, where am I going? This is the planning part. This is where you're using your thinking brain to take time to plan what you want to do next. And it's looking at, what successes do I want? And this is where you can dream a little bit, right? This is where you can start to take these very small steps at curating the life of your dreams and really allowing yourself to dream and to think about what it would be like to live in a body that you loved, what it would be like to lose the weight and feel freedom in your body, like allowing yourself to dream a little bit. And this, where am I going? Part of the review process, I think about all my Transform bosses. They always choose one basic. We'll put some the basics in the show notes. So if you don't know what Transform Boss basics are, you can learn a little bit about them through the podcast. This could be your realistic plan. This could be checking in with your hunger. This could be practicing a brain basic or getting more sleep, more water, hydration. This is just, what do I want to do? What are the actions I want to take? What do you want to think? And looking at your commitment to yourself. And I love to look at, why do I even want to do this? I think about my why. So when I very first started, my why of losing weight was I wanted to, wear a swimsuit. I really wanted to ride roller coasters with my son. I wanted to fit in an airplane seat comfortably. And then it evolved to, I wanted to be the example of what was possible. And now it has evolved again to, I want to have generational impact. And so over time, your why will evolve. And so really I look at my why every day, but at least once a month, in your review process, looking at your why. Why do you want to do this? Why do you want to think differently, feel differently, and do something different? This planning where I'm going, I also really like to think about my commitment to myself. As women, we just were taught to think about everybody else. That's being selfless, right? And so it's very selfish if you think of yourself. And, selfish means that I'm doing something at the expense of someone else. And I think when you look and you do this work and you start to care for yourself in your body and in your mind, you actually show up better for the other humans. You actually are a better mother, wife, employee, employer, boss, sister, mother, whatever the roles you play in your life, you actually show up better. So I think it's one of the least selfish things you can do is to actually care for your mind and your body. Part of this review process is your commitment to yourself. So my take, the review process is self-care for me. And one, I look at my data and my successes. Two, I celebrate. And three, I plan and commit. So I want to say that again. This is my review process. I do this in all areas of my life, but you're here for weight loss. So focus on one area. I think that's important too. We always want to do all the things. I know, but don't, because that just sets you up for overwhelm and feeling confused. So on weight loss, one, in the past month, what's your data? Look at all of it, not just weight loss. Weight loss is just one point. Look at your successes. What have you been doing? What are your successes over the last 30 days? Two, celebrate, feel proud, take that moment to really celebrate yourself. And then three, plan and commit. So make a plan of this is what I want to do. This is what I want to think. This is what I want to feel. These are the actions I want to take. And then make a commitment to yourself and really, dive into your why. It's good. I know it's so good. Next week, I want to follow this up with goals, the good and the bad. And what I do that's different when I think about goal and goal setting. It's good. And if you want to go to jointransformboss.com, this is where you can learn about Transform Boss, and you can also take my free course. And depending on when you're listening to this, we open Transform Boss a few times a year, like 2 or 3 times a year. If it's closed, you'll be able to take the free course. So either way, you're going to have an amazing experience. So go to jointransformboss.com. All right, my love. Bye for now.